Hello my dear student friends, welcome you all to this video lecture series of digital image processing. In previous lecture I told you that we have ended with the second chapter, but unfortunately I forgot to mention one point, and that is a very important point I forgot. Okay, so that is nothing but a histogram. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about histogram processing. Okay, fine. So we will discuss what is histogram and what is the application of this histogram and all these things in this particular today's session. Okay, so remember that histogram is nothing but simply it is a frequency kind of domain operation. Okay, so whenever we need we come or encounter the term that is nothing but frequency is nothing but a repetition of the particular thing. Okay, so frequency is nothing but the repetition of certain thing. Okay, so it may be your let us say a sine wave. Okay, so half cycles are going to repeat, right? So your frequency or cycle is going to repeat, that is nothing but we used to call that as a frequency. Okay, so over here repetition of occurrence of the certain gray level is called as a frequency of occurrence of that particular gray level or pixel. Okay, so this is nothing but the frequency. Okay, so let us say I have an image A, let us say having the information as, let us say 1 2 3, then 2 3 4 5 6 7, let us say one more column we take it 2 5 6. Okay, so this is nothing but your image. Okay, so what is the size of this image? 3 number of rows are there and 4 columns are there. So right now the size of this image is nothing but 3 by 4. Okay, fine. And the different pixels are having the gray level intensities are ranging from, let us say 0 to 7, right? Okay, so this is nothing but ranging from 0 to 7. Yes, so this is called as your gray level intensities, or sometimes it is called as, in terms of now histogram, it is called as a bins. Okay, so remember that 7 is nothing but number of bins, or the number of gray levels, that is 8 number of gray levels are nothing but your bins. Are you getting it? Okay, fine. So bins are nothing but number of gray levels. Okay, fine. So now let us say this is your gray level. Okay, okay, and the occurrence of that particular gray level is nothing but frequency. Yes, okay, so let us create this table now. Fine. Okay, so gray level 0, what is the frequency of 0? 0, there are no any 0 terms, so frequency is 0, right? What is the frequency of occurrence of 1? 1 is present for single time. Okay, fine. What is the frequency of occurrence of 2? 1, 2 and 3. So frequency of occurrence of 2 is 3, right? And 3, what about 3? How many times it has been repeated? It has been repeated for 2 times. Yes or no? Okay. What about 4? 4 is repeated for 1 time only. What about 5? It is repeated for 2. What about 6? It is also repeated for 2 times. And 7, it is for 1 time. Okay, so this is nothing but the frequency of occurrence of these gray levels. Okay, so 0 has been repeated for 0 time, 1 has been repeated for 1 time, 2 has been repeated for 3 times, and likewise. Okay, so this is nothing but finding out the frequency of that particular gray level intensity. Okay, so if you are going to add it, definitely it will come as 12, right? So the frequency of all the occurrence of 0 to 7 is nothing but 12, right? That means 12 number of pixels are there. Yes, definitely. Okay, now what we are going to do? Okay, so in case of histogram is nothing but plotting gray levels and their frequency components. Okay, so on this y-axis it is nothing but a frequency, on this x-axis it is nothing but a gray level. Okay, So how many times 0 has been repeated? So 0 has been repeated for 0 time. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Okay, so how many times? Let us say 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, let us say. Fine. So how many times 1 has been repeated? It has been repeated for 1 time. Okay, 2 has been repeated for 3 times. Yes, so this is nothing but a graphic, your bar type representation of that particular graph. Okay, so we are going to plot it by means of a plot stem. Okay, so stem is a function which is going to uh, give me output as a discrete quantities. Yes. Okay, fine. So how many times 3 has been repeated? It has been repeated for 2 times. Okay, 4, how many times it has been repeated? It has been repeated for 1 time. What about 5? 5 2 times, 6 2 times. Okay, and 7 is 1 time. So this is nothing but your histogram of that particular image. Okay, so this is nothing but a histogram of your image. Sometimes what happens, sometimes this histogram may be like this. Okay, sometimes this histogram may be converged at a very close or very nearer to each other. Okay, and rest of other will have some distribution like this. Okay, and we need to go for the histogram processing or equalization so that we can evenly distribute all these gray level intensities over a certain range or over the all the ranges of your gray level intensities. Okay, so for that purpose we are going to go for equalization of the histogram. Okay, so sometimes your black levels are not properly visible. Okay, so dark level intensities are not properly visible, and so in order to go for the modification into that, we are going to go for histogram equalization. Okay, so the process is nothing but called as histogram equalization. So as the name itself indicates that equalizing or evenly distributing the gray level intensities across the total intensities of your image. Okay, so you are going to evenly distribute the gray level intensities by means of this histogram equalization. Are you getting it? Okay, so how to go for that? That is nothing but we are going to see in this particular lecture. Okay, so let us say, let us take same example. Is that fine? Okay, so let us take same example. We have this image and now we are going to distribute it in a, or we are going for histogram equalization. Okay, so what we need to go for? We need to go for first finding out its particular, wait a minute. Okay, so now let us understand what exactly the algorithm that we are going to follow in case of histogram equalization. Okay, so first step is nothing but we are going to find out, first step is nothing but find the frequency of, find the frequency of occurrence. So first is nothing but we are going to find out the frequency of occurrence of this pixel intensities. Then we are going to find out the probability of occurrence. Okay, so we are going to find out the probability of occurrence of intensities. Right, and third we are going to find out its cumulative histogram. Okay, then fourth we are going to find out the cumulative probability, that is CDF, cumulative probability distribution function. Okay, so we are going to find out the CDF of this gray level intensities. Is that fine? Then we are going to find out finally fifth stage is nothing but, once we are going to find out the CDF, then we are going to multiply that CDF with the number of gray level intensities or gray levels. Okay, that is nothing but called as bins also. Okay, so sometimes it is also called as bins, number of bins. Okay, and then we are going to round it off. Okay, in order to represent particular gray level information, to represent particular gray level. Okay, fine. And 6 is nothing but finally we are going to represent as a output image. Okay, so output image we are going to get it by performing this kind of algorithm. Okay, fine. So first thing we have found out, what is that? We have already found out the frequency, that is the first step. Okay, now we need to find out the probability of this, that is probability of occurrence of 0. Okay, so let us find out the probability of occurrence. Okay, so let us take that, let me write that table again. Okay, so gray level, then frequency, okay, frequency of occurrence, and then we are going to find out the probability of occurrence. Okay, so 0 level or 0 gray level was occurred for 0 time, 1 was occurred for let 1 say 1, right? Let me check it out. Yes, it is there. Okay, 2 has been repeated for 3 times, 2 has been repeated for 3 times, let us say 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, 3 has been repeated for I think 2 times, right? Let us check it out. Yes, 2, 1, double 2, 1. Okay, 2, 1, double 2, 1. Okay, now let us find out the probability of 0. Okay, so frequency. So what is the exact total number of pixels are there? There are total 12 number of pixels, right? That means this is the number of pixels, right? 3 into 4 is nothing but 12 pixels. Total 12 pixels are there into that particular image, right? So we are going to find out its probability of occurrence of that particular frequency. Okay, so this probability is going to become 0 divided by 12 is becoming 0, right? 1 divided by 12, that is the frequency of or the probability of occurrence of 1. Then 3 divided by 12, that is the frequency of or probability of occurrence of 2. Okay, and now 2 by 12, it is the frequency of occurrence of gray level 3. Okay, so and then 1 divided by 12, are you getting it? Similarly 2 divided by 12, 2 divided by 12 and 1 divided by 12. So these are the frequencies of occurrence of particular gray levels, right? That is nothing but their frequency probability. Okay, so this is nothing but PDF, probability distribution function. Okay, so probability distribution function is nothing but this, right? Okay, then now we are going to find out the cumulative probability. Okay, so now let us find out the cumulative histogram. Okay, so this is nothing but first and second step. We have covered first and second step over here. So what are the first and second steps? First is nothing but finding out the frequency of occurrence of pixel intensities, and second one is nothing but the finding out the probability of occurrences of that intensities, right? Now let us find out the cumulative histogram. Okay, cumulative histogram means occurrence of 1. Okay, so how many times it has been occurred? It has been occurred for 1 time. Okay, so now we are going to find out the step number 3, that is nothing but cumulative histogram. Now remember that cumulative means CGPA. You know that CGPA. What do you mean by CGPA? CGPA is nothing but your all the semesters grade pays, right? Yes, SGPAs, right? So it is nothing but simply addition of all SGPAs is nothing but CGPA, right? So remember that here cumulative histogram is nothing but we are going to consider all the pixels before to particular, let us say 7. Okay, so 7. So in that case we are going to consider what? We are going to consider the cumulative histogram of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to 7 we are going to consider all the pixels. That means 6 semesters result we are going to consider. 6 semester CGPA we are going to consider, and we are going to find out the cumulative grade pay of your, let us say, 7th semester, right? Like that we used to calculate your CGPA, right? That is nothing but your cumulative grade pay system, right? Okay, in this case also we are going to find out the cumulative histogram of these gray level intensities. Are you getting it? Okay, so let us find out the cumulative histogram of CH of 1. Okay, so simply we are going to find out the cumulative probability. Okay, after that we are going to find out the cumulative probability distribution function. Okay, CDF. Okay, so you know that what is PDF and what is CDF, right? So right now we are going to find out the cumulative histogram of 1. What is that? How many times 1 has been repeated? It has been repeated for 1 time. Okay, now cumulative histogram of 2 is nothing but cumulative histogram of 1 plus probability of occurrence of 2. Okay, so that's why cumulative histogram of 1 is 1 and probability of occurrence of 2 is nothing but 3, right? So therefore cumulative histogram of 2 is nothing but 4. Are you getting it? Okay, so simply it is nothing but the addition of these two numbers, 1 plus 3. Are you getting it? Fine. Then 1 plus 3 plus 2 will be the cumulative histogram of particular 3. Okay, so let us do that. So cumulative histogram of 3 is nothing but cumulative histogram of 2 plus probability of occurrence of gray level 3. Okay, so frequency of 3 we can call it. Okay, so frequency of 3 is nothing but this one. So therefore cumulative histogram of 2 is what? 4. Then frequency of 3 is what? It is 2. So therefore it is coming as 6. Is that fine? Okay, now let us find out cumulative histogram of 4. Okay, so similarly cumulative histogram of 3 we are going to add it, and then we are going to add the frequency of occurrence of 4, right? So 6 plus 1 is the frequency of occurrence of 4, right? So it is coming as 7. Yes. Okay, then cumulative histogram of 5, that is gray level 5, is nothing but cumulative histogram of 4 plus frequency of 5 is equals to cumulative histogram was nothing but was 7 and plus frequency of occurrence of 5 is what? 2. So it is coming as 9. Yes. Okay, so let us perform the 6 cumulative histogram. Okay, so CH5 plus frequency of occurrence of 6. Okay, cumulative histogram is coming as 9 and occurrence of frequency of 6 is nothing but 2 again. So therefore it is 11, right? And last cumulative histogram of 7 is nothing but cumulative histogram of 6 plus occurrence of frequency of occurrence of gray level intensity 7 is nothing but 1, I think. Yes, is it there? Yes, it is. Okay, so therefore 11 plus 1, so it is nothing but 12, right? Okay, now what we are going to find out? We are going to find out again its probability. Okay, so probability of occurrence of cumulative probability, now we are going to find it out. Okay, so that means, okay, so let me take it over here. So now probability, cumulative probability. Okay, so CDF. Okay, so cumulative probability is nothing but again 1 divided by 12, right? Okay, so cumulative histogram of 1 is nothing but 1, right? Now its probability is nothing but 1 divided by 12. Yes, okay, because 12 number of pixels are there as it is, right? Then the cumulative probability of occurrence of 2 is nothing but 4 by 12 now, right? Then the probability of occurrence of, let us say, 3, that is cumulative probability of occurrence of 3 is nothing but 6 by 12, right? Then the probability of occurrence of 4 is nothing but 7 by 12, then 9 by 12, then 11 by 12, and this is nothing but 12 by 12. Yes, so this is nothing but the cumulative distribution function. So we have found out fourth step, right? So we have found out the fourth step. Now what is the next step? Next step is nothing but finding out, or we are going to take now product of CDF into number of gray levels, that is 8, right? So number of bins are nothing but 8. Yes, okay, so therefore we are going to multiply it by 8. Okay, so now let us first calculate this. Okay, so 1 by 12, let us calculate it first. 1 by 8, 1 by 12 is 0.08, 0.083, okay, to which we are going to multiply by 8, right? And therefore I will be getting what? It is CDF multiplied by number of bins, right? So how many number of bins are there, or how many number of gray levels are there? 8 gray levels are there. That's why we are going to multiply it with 8. If 256 gray levels are there, if there are 256 gray levels, then we are going to multiply it with 256. Yes, remember this one. Okay, so right now we have considered only 8 gray levels, so that's why 0.83 multiplied by 8 we are going to consider. Okay, okay, so it is coming as 0.66. okay, and what is the next step of this? This is nothing but we are going to make a round of it. Okay, so we are going to make it rounding of it. Okay, so 0.66 is there, so what will be the rounding of it? It will be represented as 1. Okay, fine, so it will be represented as 1. Okay, now let us find out the 4 divided by 12. So 4 by 12, it is coming as, okay, so it is coming as 4 by 12 is coming as 0.33. Okay, so it is coming as 0.33, and that 2 multiplied with 8, it is coming as 2.66. okay, so what will be the rounding of it? It is 3, right? So 6 by 12 is 0.5, 0.5 into 8 is 4, so rounding off is also 4, right? Fine, so 7 by 12 will come as 0.58. okay, so 0.58583 multiplied by 8. okay, so let us multiply 0.583 into 8. okay, so it is coming as 4.664, and the rounding off is nothing but becoming 5. okay, so we are going to round it off to the next value or next digit, that is 5. okay, so let us find out 9 by 12. It is coming as 0.75. okay, so it is coming as 0.75 multiplied by 8. so 0.75 multiplied by 8 is coming as 6. okay, so we used to have 6 as a rounded off value, already it is rounded off, right? So 11 by 12, it is coming as 0.91, 0.916. okay, multiplied by 8, let us find out. 0.916 multiplied by 8 is coming as 7.32. So let us round it off to the 7. Okay, and finally 12 by 12 is 1. 1 into 8, it is 8. Okay, so that's why we used to round it off to the 7, because we have maximum values as 7. Okay, so 0 to 7 we are going to round it off. Okay, so remember this. Fine. So this is nothing but now new gray level intensities of our new particular pixels. Okay, so these are nothing but the new gray level intensities, right? So if you are going to check out the change, then you can identify that this kind of change. Okay, so let me show that. Okay, fine. So this is nothing but a histogram. Okay, okay, so this is nothing but histogram. Histogram is a graphical representation of intensity distribution of an image, right? So we have considered an image, right, and we have represented its graphical distribution, right, and that is nothing but the distribution of the intensities of occurrence of that those particular gray levels, right? Okay, so this is nothing but your image, right? They have considered this as an image, fine, and its corresponding histogram they have found out, right? Okay, so as you can see, it is nothing but the in simple terms, if we are going to call it, it is nothing but simply number of pixels for each particular gray level intensity. Okay, so we have found out the frequency of occurrence of each gray level intensity, right? And then we have found out we have performed the different operation. Okay, so let us check out what are the histogram, what is exactly the meaning of histogram equalization. Histogram equalization is a computer image processing technique used to improve the contrast in images. Okay, how we are going to improve the contrast, improvement into the contrast of your image, that we are going to see by means of a program also. Okay, so we are going to perform this experiment, okay, on Octave, and we can say that, or based on that we are saying we will be checking out how we are going to go for the improvement into the contrast levels by means of achieving, or by means of going through this particular histogram equalization. Okay, so it accomplishes this by effective spreading out the most frequent intensity values, that is stretching out the intensity range of the image. That means we are going to stretch out the frequency intensities. Okay, so as we have seen. Okay, so in this figure also, okay, over here in this figure also we are checking out that. Okay, so if you are going to check out this image, and if you are going to compare this previous image, the gray level intensities are more dense at this area, right? Or in this particular area, the gray level, the intensities or the histogram is more dense at this particular range of the intensities. But whenever we are going to perform the histogram equalization, right, in that case definitely those particular histogram levels have been distributed over the range of all the gray level intensities, and that is the main intention, that is nothing but the spreading out the most frequent intensity values. Okay, so we have spread out over all the gray level intensities across your gray level intensities, right? Fine. So all the range of the gray level intensities have been evenly or equalized over that particular range of frequencies, right? That is nothing but the spreading of that particular gray level intensities. This method is usually increases the global contrast of a image. Okay, so global contrast, so if you are going to check out the difference between, let us say, this image, this is nothing but your histogram equalized image, and this is your original image, right? So I hope you can identify the different difference between these two. Okay, so this is having a very poor quality of contrast, right? And once we are going to go for the histogram equalization, we have got a more better quality of your image after performing a histogram equalization, right? So that means this method is usually increases as it has increased the global contrast of that particular image when its usable data is represented by close contrast values. So close contrast values we have represented, instead of representing the let us say dense area but of your particular gray level intensities. In spite of that, if we are going to spread it evenly, okay, so that we will be getting a more detailed information from that particular image, right? Okay, this allows for areas of lower local contrast to gain high contrast. Okay, so less number of, let us say, black intensities will have more contrast by means of this histogram equalization. Okay, so let us understand the algorithm of this. Okay, so histogram equalization algorithm, as we have studied right now. Okay, so let us say this is nothing but my image, right? So let us say A is nothing but a image in which it consists of, let us say it is nothing but a 3 by 3 matrix, right now. And what is the number of gray level intensities? It is nothing but 5 right now. Okay, so maximum 5 as a gray level intensity they have mentioned over in this particular matrix or image, right? So here the pixel value 1 occurs 3 times, right? So 1 has been represented as 3 times, right? So what is the frequency of occurrence of this 1 as gray level? It is nothing but 3, right? So gray level is nothing but what? 1. Occurrence of frequency is what? 3. Yes or no? What about 2? Similarly, the pixel value or the gray level intensity 2 has been repeated for 2 times. Yes. Likewise, and so on up to 5. Are you getting it? So up to 5, 5 has only repeated for 1 time only. Fine. Okay. Then already we have gone for this. We have studied it. Yes. Then we have found out the probability of each frequency. So probability of each pixel frequency. Okay. So frequency of 1 is nothing but what? It was 3. And in case of our example, it was 1. So 1 divided by how many number of such pixels we have considered? Here they have considered as 3 by 3 matrix and we have considered 3 by 4 matrix. So therefore it was 12 and right now it is here a 9. So frequency of occurrence of that particular pixel is nothing but, and then we have taken its probability. Okay, so 3 by 9 is the probability of occurrence of 1, right? Okay, then we are going to find out the cumulative histogram of each pixel. Okay, so I think we have gone, yes, we have gone for the cumulative histogram as we have talked about your CGPA and all these things like that. Okay, so cumulative histogram of 1, that is nothing but occurrence of 1 is nothing but 3. Then cumulative histogram of 2 is nothing but consisting of cumulative histogram of 1 and frequency of occurrence of 2. That's it. So cumulative histogram of 1 was nothing but what? It is nothing but the frequency of occurrence of 1. That is nothing but a cumulative histogram of 1, right? And that was nothing but 3. And the frequency of occurrence of 2 is nothing but 2. So 3 plus 2 is becoming 5 as usual, right? And then similarly, frequency, that is nothing but a cumulative histogram of 3 we have found out by means of using cumulative histogram of 2 and the frequency of occurrence of 3. Likewise, we have found out all the cumulative histograms of all the pixels, right? Okay, and then find the cumulative distribution probability. Now if we have found out the cumulative histogram, now we are going to find out their probability of occurrence. That means what are the values that we have got, we are going to simply divide it by 9 in case of this, and in case of our previous example it was 12 because 12 pixels we were considering, and here they have considered 9 pixels. That is the only change. Are you getting it? Fine. Then after calculating the frequency, you need to multiply by number of bins. Okay, So in spite of multiplying by 7, in spite of multiplying by 8, we have to multiply 7 because maximum number of gray level intensity is 7. Okay, so ranging from 0 to 7. So 7 we have to multiply. So in spite of that 8 we need to multiply by 7. So that was the only mistake that I have made. Okay, fine. And then we need to go for the rounding off. Okay, is that fine? And this will be the final result after performing this. Okay, so this 1 pixel has been represented by 2, this 4 has been represented as it is 4. Now this 2, okay, compare this 2 and this 3. Okay, so 2 has been replaced by 3, right, over here. What about 5? 5 is as it is, there is no change into this, right? Okay, and wherever there is 1, wherever there was 1, it has been represented by 2, right, because it has been rounded off to 2, no, that's why 1 has been represented by 2, and likewise we also did it in a similar manner, right? Okay, so this is nothing but a histogram equalization algorithm. Okay, I hope you understood this algorithm. Now let us do it using a MATLAB or Octave, right? Let us do this by means of a program. Is that fine? Okay, so let us go to the program. Okay, so this is my program. Fine. So we have gone for the histogram equalization, right? Okay, so focus over here. This is nothing but clear all, close all these things you know very well. Clear screen. Okay, CLC. Then we have read the image. Okay, so I am read, and then the path of that particular image along with the image name and extension, right? So okay, let me zoom it. Fine. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is nothing but IamRead function which is going to read the image, right? And the path of that particular image we need to mention over here inside this bracket. Okay, so d colon scene is nothing but the name of that particular image, and its extension is nothing but dot jpg. Okay, now let us convert this color image into the gray image. Okay, so by means of a function that is nothing but RGB to gray. Okay, and a is nothing but a variable which holds your original color image, right? Okay, so once we are going to perform operation of converting that RGB image into the gray, that values will be stored into the GIM named variable. Okay, so now GIM is the function, or is the variable. It is going to hold a gray image now. Fine. Now let us find out how many number of pixels are there. Okay, how we can find it out? So this is nothing but number of rows multiplied by number of columns. That many number of pixels will be there definitely, right? So size of GIM comma 1 represents number of rows. Okay, so from this step we have found out what is the size of number of rows and what is the size of number of columns, and we have done its multiplication, and that multiplication will be stored into the variable that is number of pixels. Okay, so this number of pixels will hold now what is the size of, or what is the number of pixels of that particular image, right? So over here you can just take a view over here. So you come into the workspace. Okay, so dimension, check out the dimensions. 810 into 810, that many number of pixels will be there, and it will come around roughly 65,000 roughly. Okay, so you can calculate it. Let us calculate it. So 810 multiplied by 810, that is coming as 65,000, sorry, 6,56,100. Okay, so this many number of pixels will be there for this particular image. Okay, so 6 megapixel, actually 6.5. Okay, fine. Now let us show this image. So we are going to show it. Fine. Now let us say let us define one variable which is having a size of as like that of your gray image. Okay, so unsigned integer 8. Okay, and zeros, all the values are having zeros with the size of 810 by 810. Okay, so size of GIM comma 1 is nothing but rows, comma size of GIM comma 2 is nothing but columns. So this function or this variable is also holding the size of that particular image will be as what? 810 by 810. Okay, now let us find out, or let us define the different variables which are required to find out the frequency, then the probability distribution function, that is PDF, then cumulative probability distribution function, then cumulative, and finally the output image, right? Okay, so we have defined it with the, okay, so unsigned integer 8, that means it will have the values ranging from 0 to 256, right? And therefore we have created one array which is having 256 rows, okay, and one column. Are you getting it? And all the values have been filled as zeros. Okay, so for that particular frequency named array, it will have zeros, it will hold all the values as zeros, and the size of this is nothing but what? 256 by 1. Okay, so 256 column multiplied by 1 row, 256 rows and 1 column. Likewise, all the variables are holding those. Okay, fine. And n is nothing but a number of bins, right? So 1 to 256. Okay, so remember that it is number of bins. Okay, fine, great. Now let us find out the frequency of occurrence of that particular pixel. Okay, so this function or this particular two for loops are going to find out the frequency of that particular pixel. Let us say pixel number 1, pixel number 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, so over here you can find out frequency of occurrence of 1 or 0 is nothing but 13, then 73, like that. Okay, so frequency of occurrence of 1 or 2 or 3, it will be calculated and it will be stored accordingly into this particular array. Okay, so single dimensional array will hold now the frequency of occurrence of all the pixels, okay, ranging from 0 to 255. Okay, fine. So this is nothing but the, let us take the value, then calculate it. Okay, so if the particular frequency is there, then it is going to increase the count of that particular frequency, and then ultimately once we are going to find out the particular frequency, then divided by number of pixels, I will be getting the particular frequency or the probability of that particular frequency, right? That is nothing but probability distribution function we are going to compute by means of this step. Okay, so by means of this step we are going to find out the probability. Probability is nothing but frequency, yes, frequency divided by number of pixels, right? As like we have studied over here. Okay, so frequency, okay, so this is nothing but the frequency divided by number of pixels. Yes, likewise we have found out that frequency. Okay, then next, now we are going to plot the stem of this. Okay, so we are going to plotting that is nothing but probability distribution function we have plotted over here. Okay, then let us go for the number of bins is nothing but 255. Okay, okay, now we are going to find out the cumulative histogram and then cumulative distribution function. Then we are going to round it off to the nearest value, real number. Okay, and then we are going to plot it. Fine. Okay, so this is nothing but sum is equals to sum plus frequency of I. Okay, right now we have defined sum 0. Okay, sum means cumulative addition, no? Okay, so for I is equals to 0 I is equals to 1, sorry, and size of probability f. Okay, so that is also ranging from 0 to or 1 to 256. Yes, okay. Now we are going to find out first like that. Okay, just concentrate over here as we did it over here. Yes, okay, histogram. So this is nothing but first. So what is the frequency of occurrence of 1? It was 1, right? It was 1. Okay, therefore its cumulative histogram was coming as 1 and divided by number of pixels, right? So we are going to do the same. Then cumulative histogram of second or 2 can be calculated as cumulative histogram, that is nothing but sum plus this is nothing but now sum. Okay, so instead of representing cumulative histogram, let us represent this is as sum. Okay, so this is nothing but now holding sum. Yes. Okay, over here also sum plus probability of 2 is nothing but let us say 3. Okay, so likewise that operation is going to perform. Okay, over here, so sum is right now 0. Okay, and for first probability or first frequency of occurrence of 1, let us say this is 13. So 13 plus frequency 0 plus frequency of that is 1 is nothing but 13 over here. Okay, and that will be represented as, okay, over here. So cumulative CUM, I hope it is visible over here. Yes, just check it out over here. Okay, so frequency of occurrence of 1 was 13, right? Frequency of occurrence of 1 was 13 and it has been represented as 13 over here, right? So 13 plus 73. Okay, are you getting it? Now let us open this one. Okay, so this is nothing but your frequency. Now these two we are going to add it, right? 13 plus 73. Okay, so 13 plus 73, it is coming as 86 and it is represented over here, right? Okay, so this is nothing but the same that we have performed over here, right? Okay, and then we are going to find its probability. That means whatever the value is there, that we are going to divide it with 6.56 MB size, right? M mega. Okay, so by means of that we are going to divide it and finally we are going to make a rounding off of it. Okay, so this is nothing but and multiplying by number of bits. Okay, so this probability, that means this step we have done over here. Okay, so this is the step that we have done over here. Okay, so instead of 8 we must have multiplied with 7. That was our mistake. Okay, so we have found out this probability, that is cumulative distribution function. Okay, this probability we have found out and then we have multiplied it with 8, but actually we have to multiply by 7. Okay, and then we have made rounding of it to the next nearest digit. Okay, and this is going to be this is performed with the help of this particular step. Are you getting it? So round is a function which is going to round it off to the nearest digit. Okay, fine. Then next is what? Now we are going to define what is that cumulative distribution function. Then we are going to plot this output function. Okay, and we'll be getting that this kind of plot. Okay, so we'll be getting this kind of plot. Are you getting it? So this kind of plot we are going to plot it with the help of that particular this function. Okay, stem. Are you getting it? So by means of this stem we are going to get that kind of plot and finally we are going to transfer all the values into the h of, that is histogram of new image, that is histogram equalized image. Okay, and we are going to display that image. Or okay, is that fine? I hope you have understood this program. Okay, so let us run this program. So this is your original image, right? Wait for some time because we haven't used any kind of function, so ultimately it is going to go on calculating all the terms. Okay, let me check whether there are any errors. there are no error as such. Okay, so this is nothing but our original image. Fine. Then the probability distribution function. Okay, so we have found out the frequency. Okay, we have found out frequency, and that frequency we have divided with the number of pixels, right? That means let us say frequency was 13 for, let us say, for 0. For 0 it was 13. 13 divided by 6, 5600. If I am going to divide it by that value, then it will be coming nearer to the 0, definitely, right? And this is nothing but the probability distribution function of this particular image, right? And this is nothing but somewhat dense in some area and then very weak into the other area. Okay, so that is nothing but the distribution of the gray level distribution was not proper, so that's why we have gone for histogram equalization. So we have equalized all the gray level intensities, right, in this way, and because of that, from this original image we have transformed that original image into the histogram equalized image, and which is more giving more detailed information about this area. Are you getting it? This area, it has been giving a more detailed information as compared to this one. Okay, so they are representing only black level intensities, right? Black intensities, and as compared to your original image, this is giving you a more contrast image, right? Sorry, more meaningful image we are getting from this histogram equalization. I hope you understood this histogram equalization, right? And over here I declare that your the chapter number second. Okay, so second chapter is finished over here. So this was the last point that I forgot to discuss. Okay, and today we have discussed this point, and in the next lecture, from the next lecture we will be starting our third chapter, that is nothing but filters in a time domain as well as in a frequency domain, right? So you might have studied your filters in case of DSP as well. Okay, so similar kind of filters we are going to develop or study in case of image processing now. Okay, fine. So I hope I have cleared all the concept related to the histogram. If you have any doubts, you can ask me directly. Okay, fine. So I declare that the second chapter has been finished over here, and in the next lecture we shall be discussing the third chapter, that is nothing but filters. Okay, thanks for watching.